So the first mistake we see with our DWI clients is admitting to drinking in the first place, right? This whole "I had 2 beers" is the biggest lie in the game. You don't have to admit to the police you drank at all. Another mistake we see is people performing the standard field sobriety test. By this I mean the one leg stand, the follow my pen, and the walk and turn when they're not comfortable. We'll have people with injuries or people that just can't do those kind of things, and they'll take the test and they'll fail them and they'll look terrible on video. These tests aren't mandatory. You don't have to take them if you don't want to. You can simply politely refuse to the police officer, "I can't do these tests because I've got an injury." Police officers can use that against you, but a lot of times it's a much better alternative than falling over because you've got an old sports injury. Another mistake we see in DWIs is clients acting like jerks, right? They're so angry about being pulled over and being accused of DWI that they completely go out of their character. And so we'll go to court and they'll be embarrassed about how they behaved on camera. Just remember, everything's being recorded, and this is the time to be as polite and respectful as possible to the officer. It's going to help you out down the line. Another big mistake is not fighting to keep your driver's license. You've got to have your attorneys request that hearing within 15 days. So after DWI, you got to act with a little sense of urgency. Once you've got your attorneys, once that's requested, then you can take your breather. But you got to act fast after a DWI. Another one is not hiring a DWI attorney. A lot of times people will hire somebody that does criminal law on the side, right? Like a family law lawyer or a personal injury lawyer that also tries to make a little money on the side doing DWIs. It's not the time. It's a really complicated area of practice, and so you want lawyers that practice DWI law every day. Another mistake we see is people try to talk themselves out of getting arrested. And truth be told, police officers generally at that point where they've got you pulled over and they smell alcohol in your breath, you're getting arrested, right? And so, failing to provide basic information or being a real pain or giving fake information all complicates the process and makes things worse for you in the long run. Another one is not fighting the case. Sometimes we'll see people that just think, well, I got accused of it, I'm just going to go to court and say I'm guilty. And that's the absolute wrong approach. You got to hire good lawyers and you got to put up a fight. We've also seen mistakes with clients that after the arrest, they go back and they start deleting all the text messages and the photos and the social media posts from that night. That's kind of the new version of trying to flush the drugs down the toilet or throwing the gun in the lake. You're concealing evidence, you're tampering with evidence, and that can actually get you a charge more serious than the original DWI. A lot of people think that you can't get a DWI from legally prescribed pills from your doctor, but you can. And so what happens is people are telling police officers all this stuff, thinking that because it's not alcohol, that sometimes they're in the clear, and they get arrested for DWI prescription pill. People also sometimes forget that marijuana can absolutely lead to a DWI. In fact, officers are very quick to go ahead and just arrest you if they smell marijuana in the car for driving while intoxicated, in addition to the possession of marijuana charge. A big mistake we see with our clients is that they'll have a gun in the car. And while they are legally allowed to have the gun in the car, and there's no issues with that, because they are driving while intoxicated, now having that gun is called unlawful possession of a firearm. Instead of having one DWI, they've now got a DWI and an unlawful carrying of a weapon. DWIs can be complicated. Avoid these mistakes and put yourself in the best position to get a good outcome in your case. Give us a call at BRCK Defense. We've handled thousands, if not tens of thousands, of DWI charges, and we can certainly help you out with yours.